Vigilante Wins here on an episode of the Primetime Kings, joined by my usual, I guess, partner in Primetime Kinging, 24/7 Fusion Media, and special guest, Baron Orman Tagge. No Orman, no middle name, just Baron Tagge today.
Well, I dropped the Orman when you have it on there. It gets too long.
Yeah, I liked it. You know, it makes it more sounds more distinguished that way.
I try to be. I fool people. That's for sure.
There you go.
Man.
How's everybody doing?
Oh man.
Well, I'm on this side of the dirt, so I got to be doing pretty good.
Hey, every day you wake up is a good day.
Yep, not feeding the worms, so
there you go.
Man,
there you go.
Man. I'm all right, man. Just had a good day yesterday. Had a great night with you and Baron and all the other people in your chat last night. It was great. I had a lot of fun, man. Kicking it, like to give a shout out to everybody that was there for Vigilante Williamson's in the chat last night. Live performance. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And we had a great time, man. We all saw Orman get some subscribers.
Yeah. Get your subs up.
Yeah, and I wanted to thank both of you gentlemen so much. Sorry about that, 24, but I want to thank both of you. It touched me. Thank you. It was a wonderful thank. It was just a kind gesture.
Oh no, you're welcome, man. It was shit, man. It was good to see you, get the subs. It was good to see Vigilante get a few extra subs, man. And it was a good conversation happening. Everybody in the chat was the chat was live. People were happy to be there. It was good, man. It was good vibes, man. And I enjoyed it. So I stayed up the whole way, man. It was
man, great. Yeah, a few people did. I didn't know if you were there the whole time. Yeah, I went 4 hours. I started playing Tetris after halfway through and did that for a while. And I was still going, and the chat was still going. But it's funny you mentioned my live stream, because in that live stream yesterday, which you can check out on the Vigilante Williamson channel if you haven't sub, please do all that stuff. But I was talking about your live stream Friday, because it was a very important live stream to me, man. Like I said yesterday, you taught me off the ledge without even knowing it with your passion, man. And if anyone who subbed, I know a lot of people here are subbed already and probably already saw that live stream, but if you haven't, please check out 24/7 Fusion Media's live stream from Fridays, the pre-show show. It is a very passionate people call it a confession. I just think it was just you saying what needs to be said and saying what has to be said, and it has to be understood about what we're dealing with, which is interesting, which is it's a crazy time. It's a very crazy time. But man, your stream Friday was like exactly what I needed to hear. So thank you for doing that. And man, we're still trying to get your subs up. We got you at 5 subs. We need to get Pat S to 10. If you know what, Pat S, he's a mod, right? Is Pat S a mod?
Yeah, he's a mod.
Then Pat S, you can go ahead and plug yourself. Put your channel in the chat.
Please do. I was looking for him.
Yeah, how the hell am I gonna find Pat S on YouTube?
Every time I go Pat S, I get that it's Pat crap. It's like,
oh man.
Yo, I'd like to give a shout out to Ron Martin. What's going on, my brother? Great to have you here. And there's there's a few people Martin lurking, whoever's lurking and not being seen in the chat. Thank you for being here, man. We appreciate y'all more than you guys can ever imagine, man. Thank you for being here. Ron, tweet us out. Yeah, man. Thank you, Ron. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, please share.
Yeah,
share.
Please
subscribe. Yeah.
Please share.
To Baron Vigilante. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. We could all use your support. There's right now, there's a lot of things. Our way of life. I'm talking about in every way, man. I'm talking about from work to everything else, man. A lot of things are starting to become compromised. It's like it's all one of the same thing. It's like everything's kind of intertwined in some fucking way, shape, form, or fashion with what's going on with us and everything around us. Whether it's work, whether it's things going on in the community, whether it's stuff going on with with what we enjoy. There's a lot of things going on, and it all is stemming it's like, you know, it's like we're looking at, you know, there's a root to this evil here, and you know, it's time that we stand up to it. You know, it's no more for the next man to speak. It's no more wait until things get better, because the longer you wait, the longer you'll realize it won't get better until you respond to it. You know, we got to stand up strong, stand up tall, and we got to stand together. And that's the only way we're going to get through this.
Well, exactly. You got the point right across. I just want to expound upon, for both of you gentlemen, that persevere, push through, because right now, yeah, we do have Gary, we have a coach at Echo Base, we have Doomcock, all those people out there, and yeah, they got these huge subs, and not all of them keep all their videos. They do delete videos as time goes along, so it does have that edge of a deceptiveness that they don't have, that they don't have that many videos they've had, but there's some of them get deleted for whatever reason, algorithm, whatever.
Yeah, I know a lot of them delete their live streams or move them to another channel and stuff like that.
And I just one of the sad things is we have to look at is, as much as we love all these people.
Not to cut you off, I just like thanking people who sub. And I hate to cut you off in your time. Thank you, Eric Anderson. Every single new sub matters in this crazy climate. And I hate cutting off Baron because I know you have a point. But thank you, Eric Anderson, for the sub. So go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no problem. No problem at all. But, there comes a sad point that, all these people that we admire so much, and just like Gary said, there's going to be a time when they're not going to be around no more for whatever reason. They decide to go to another direction in life. They get tired and burned out, because this stuff can burn a person out. And then, exactly, we're here to take over, hopefully, and that cross that they're bearing and continue on. And it's not that we're wishing for them to go. No, we don't. We love them. But we're ready to go up to bat for them as well. And we just have to just persevere through. Every time it looks like it's dark for us, that we're not getting anywhere, so we're pounding our head against the wall, it's going to be amazing before you know it. We break through that wall. We're there. And we've made new strides in what we're doing. So I just want to say, I don't want to be a Pollyanna, but that's how it kind of goes. I've been in the entertainment industry quite a bit, up to even about 7 years ago.
Okay.
And I've seen up and down. I've even sabotaged my own, believe it or not, chance to advance in entertainment because I didn't like the way it was going. But it's there. And we have that opportunity. And let's hope for a long life for our heroes. Mm-hmm. And let's be ready to take over when necessary. And maybe even they'll still be around and we will make it. It's like, boom, hey, someone will get tired of one of the other YouTubers and they'll go away and we fill that spot and we're along with them. So everyone will be saying, Vigilante Williamson and 24 Fusion in the same breath as they say Doomcock and Echo Base and Gary.
Well,
man, now go for it, Vigil.
Oh, well, I was going to say to kind of piggyback off that point, and I guess, as obviously I'm still in a kind of a place for my own channel. That's why it's important for you. That's why it's important for all the people in the chat who have channels. Mm-hmm. That's why it's important for that, because, man, we're not dealing with somebody. They're not playing around. So, we need everybody. We really do need everybody who has a voice. And apparently, they're hearing your audio low according to Loose Cannon 24. They said that your audio is pretty low. And it's, what's funny about that? It's always different when you're on the stream as opposed to going through YouTube is how you can hear. Because I can hear you fine. And I've had that other people when I'm in stream, you don't sound like, I think I'm cool. But we need everybody because there's, they're going to keep picking people off, along the way. So we need all you guys who have channels, who have something to say it. Pat S were joking, oh, you got 5 subs. Well, hey, man, put your stuff in the channel, put your stuff out there, man. Maybe you're the voice. Maybe it's not us. Maybe it's you, Pat S. Maybe it's you, Gilkman, if you want to, or anyone else who may watch the stream and the playback. Maybe you're the person who needs to fire up the cam or the USB mic or whatever you want.
Right.
All you need is a phone and a picture. Yeah. And you can just put a picture up and talk over it, and you too can be a YouTuber. You don't even need it to appear on camera.
This is what I film my stuff on right here.
Yeah.
I got a Samsung S10 Plus, 1 terabyte of memory on the sucker, so I can film a lot of stuff.
There you go,
man.
And like I said, you don't even have to film. You could just do the audio and put a picture up. That's what your boy Zach does. He just shows a picture. Sometimes screen captures his phone and talks over it. And he's and that's how he grew his channel and his whole platform.
Look, I wanted to take a real quick moment to acknowledge the folks that just came in. Loose Cannon 84, thank you, my man, for being here. Yeah, Loose Cannon is awesome. Look, just thank you, man, for being here and supporting us and just being here for us. For the first time, we've got the Guilt Man here. Guilt Man, I want to tell you something, man. You are awesome, brother. We love you, man, and I keep up with you, man. Matter of fact, you're one of the very few people, like no bullshit, that I actually catch all your tweets, man. And just wanted to tell you that I've always believed in in you and what you're about, man. And you're a great guy, man. You're actually pretty funny, and you're just an awesome dude, man. And just for you to be here with us today, it's an honor and a pleasure, man. So thank you, man, for gracing the channel with your presence, man, and you being here. So hail to the Guilt Man. Thank you for being here, brother. You're awesome, man. Just wanted to get that out to you, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you. And again, the Guilt Man has a channel. Please sub if you haven't already. Because again, every voice is needed. And every voice is needed. Everybody who wants to say something, please do, because now, what did they say? I don't know if they still say, because I've never been to a wedding, but I see it in movies. Speak now.
Or forever hold your peace.
Or forever hold your peace. That's where we're at, man. Because you're not going to get another chance to speak if you don't speak now.
Yeah, it's there's a time and a place for everything, but right now, dude, it's the attack is crazy, man. It's like we got mandates on us right now. I was watching how was that I think it's that Australia. Yeah. It's fucking like they're rioting in the streets, man, and going against what's going on. It's like basically folks can't even be folks folks are breaking the rules. They're not even supposed to be out right now. Right. And they're all like, dude, there's like thousands of people in the streets right now as we're speaking, and they're sitting there and they're protesting against this shit because, dude, it's wrong, man. Basically, this is what's happened, man. What happened was people took the beer bug and turned it into a profitable business.
Right.
Yes.
And it's so profitable to where people are getting money in so many different ways. People are lying. People are getting caught. With the, trying to get the COVID relief funds and all this other stuff. They're doing all this ass backwards shit, man. There's all these women, these dudes, they're getting caught, they're getting locked up. And it's like, and it's crazy to see the extremes. Like people, like basically for us being in the state that we're in, people are making so much money off of it that if they can keep us in this state, in this state for the rest of our lives, they will, because of all the money that's coming from it.
Well, it's even more insidious than that, 24. It's also the fact that it's control. These people love control. They want to control people. And it's not just Australia. It's also England that they're having these riots also. They're rising up in England as well, because they weren't as bad as Australia, but my God, Australia. Let's turn Australia back into a prison again, basically.
Yeah.
So this is a control thing. And I was even talking about it today with my pastor and such, that, people are social creatures. God made us social creatures. We even the people that sit back and say that I'm an introvert and such, even a hermit comes down off the mountain now and then and says hi. Right. We need to have certain amount. And when you start taking that social element away, which of course the one thing the controllers hate, when people are talking with each other, is a flow of thoughts, ideas. As you know, those are two words I always say on my videos: thoughts, ideas, and people socializing. And that's a frightening thing when you want to control, because you don't want people to think. You want them to follow. You want them to be controlled over. It's the same old thing that, look at what the Soviet Union, how they treated the Soviet Union. Even Cuba town today, North Korea. Look how horrid North Korea. And I know you and I talked about North Korea, about movies and comedies.
Right.
They're a big country that enjoys movies, because of, obviously the Uns were all big movie buffs.
Right.
But the one thing you'll never see is a comedy movie. Because a comedy movie means you have to poke fun at something.
Right.
And if they risk poking fun at the government there, they feel it weakens them. So it's the same thing all the way across the board. Let's shut people up. Let's lock them away. Let's control over them. Let's feed them the diatribes off the 24/7 news. Not to confuse with you, 24 Fusion, but the news industry out there,
Right.
Propagandists. I worked in where we had to do with news and all that. And this was back in the 80s. And I knew how much bullshit that was back then. It's gotten worse. And it's all about control and telling us what to do. And we as human beings naturally don't like that. We're social. We like being around. We like to make our own decisions. And those that don't like to make their own decisions are so scared. They're frightened that we make our own decisions and we have to be controlled as well. Those that are the subservient people out there.
And I know there's a lot of people that never had this amount of power or control over the masses like this. And we talking from city councilmen all the way to the top, man, and everybody in between, principals, teachers, like just this regular folks, that, couldn't even, budge anything. People have so much power and influence to do things now. And like I said, I think right now we're all being herded as a way to make money off of, and that's why I think that they're trying to force this mandate on us, and right. and it's crazy because now that they're trying to, what I'm thinking, and I could be wrong, but the fact that they're trying to make sure that every kid and everybody is getting the jab, it's like
right.
It's like I don't know if they're trying to get people's bodies to where they have to it's like to where they have to get the the jab all the time. It's like basically if you keep getting how can I say
real
this?
quick, we're not doctors, even though I think what's 24 where you're going is where I kind of figure too, because they are going to change the definition of what fully vaccinated is.
They already have.
They have they officially. I was talking about it a few days ago. The CDC was talking about doing that. Yeah. And so what they're going to do is you're going to need your booster shots and you're going to need things like that. So it's and I don't want to talk too crazy on your channel. Right. But basically, they're requiring you to do this for the rest of your life in order to function as a normal person. And when has that ever been normalized? Where you're requiring medical, like they keep trying to compare it to all these old vaccines from back in the days, but that didn't happen. They didn't come out with the polio vaccine a year after polio came out. That's not how fast it happened. It took years and years of development, and you know what? The people who had the polio vaccine, they weren't at risk of getting it again either. That's not something that happened, and we know that's not necessarily the case. What's going on today? So they're making false comparisons. If those things were, and hell, and another thing is, let's just keep it honest. What we're dealing with is not as dangerous as polio. That's just a factual statement of what it is. So yeah, I like loose cannon. I've never even had a flu shot, or if I did, it was way.
Yeah, me too, man. The last time I had one was fucking about 20 years ago, man, or some shit like this. Like, yeah. So and it's like, yeah, it's. And that's the thing. It's like I'm thinking that they're trying to get us get our bodies
weakened
and having to rely on this and just to keep it rolling, just keep the money rolling, keep it a business. And it's like, dude, it's like basically I feel like we're being farmed here, man. We're being herded like it's sickening, man.
Yes. Well, somebody said Gulag for Life. I saw that name. And shout out to Gulag for Life. That's
Gulag for Life. Yeah. Give you a shout out, Baron. Gulag for Life was trying to say what's up to you.
Oh, hey, sorry, I wasn't looking that way. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, you did.
I'm doing fine, by the way. Thank you.
There you go.
I'm sorry. I was paying attention to the chat. I was paying attention to the conversation here. So please forgive me if I'm a little bit slow on the uptake, because I am a little slow on the uptake naturally. You know that, guys. But one of the worst things about this too is everyone wants to sterilize all the time. Sanitizer this, sanitizer that. They want to sanitize, and that is one of the worst things you can do. We need some of these germs out there. I mean, compared to the days when we were out there eating mud pies and wallowing around in the dirt and the mud, the muck, and the mire, and being absolutely filthy. And now every time we turn around, we have to have the sanitizer, which weakens our system to be able to attack these nasty things that are coming. We get weaker. So what happens? Well, we get a quote-unquote pandemic that comes in there, and now we need to do all these jabs. We need to get dirty again. We got to quit being so obsessed. Quit being like Howard Hughes sitting in good old Las Vegas wearing Kleenex boxes on his feet, afraid the germs are all going to get him. We have to experience life. Life is dangerous. The moment we walk out that door, we're in danger. Heck, when the moment you go into the shower, you're in danger. For me, the moment I wake up, I'm in danger. I got dogs and cats that are right there to attack me. So whether I get out the house, I don't know. But we need to realize that we have to quit being afraid. When we start being afraid, this is when they control us. And that's different from being concerned. Jefferson always sat back and said, be ever vigilant. That's not being paranoid. That's not being afraid. That's just being aware of the situation around you. The more aware you are, the better off you are. And we've thrown that out the window. And I'm not. I know you're not 24 Fusion. I know Vigilante, you're not cowering. But all those out there that are so scared and think that some little flimsy piece of paper is going to protect them from a disease. And it's not. It isn't. And I'll let you know, I did have COVID roughly about a year ago. It wasn't fun. But hey, I'm alive. I didn't go to the hospital. I was surprised I had it. But yeah, I had COVID. I got through it. I'm alive. And I got those antibodies naturally that way into me. And that's one of the ways you do it. Remember the old days? Hey, let's put everybody in the room together with chicken pox and get everybody chicken pox. We got to quit being afraid. That's the biggest thing.
See, I didn't know we were going to have this conversation because
I didn't either.
because I'm like, golly, I talk about this all the time, and I don't want to just keep repeating myself of things I said. And because I see Zach's, shout out to Zach's, and I didn't even know Zach's had a channel. Somebody said he had the video. I started trying to look for Zach's.
Yeah,
you guys gotta promote yourselves, especially Pat S and Zach's. I don't know if you guys know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Zach's and Pat S's. You guys you want to see your stuff.
Yeah, actually, I'm sorry. I was going to say Zach's, Pat S, Loose Cannon. I heard Loose Cannon had a channel. Look, if there's a way to because I was looking for Loose Cannon yesterday when I found out that he had a channel. I was looking for his channel, and there's a lot of things on Loose Cannon, and some people have Loose Cannon 84, and I knew it wasn't him. So I was like, well, how, if there's any kind of way you can if there's any way you can get that information to us, that way we can post your channels, please let us know, because we would love to post it and hopefully get some subscribers your way. And even me, I want to subscribe. So if you can do that for me, I appreciate it.
I mean, especially you, Pat S. Like I said, I was looking for you, and I kept on getting, it's Pat, and it scared the hell out of me. So what is it? Let us know, please.
And I Loose Cannon said, I have a channel. I thought because you were saying something when we were talking about subs. Maybe you were just joking, but I thought you had something. Please, if you guys are talking, you guys have channels, you guys have content, please let us know because we can promote it. Because again, it may be you guys and not us who are the guys to lead us. Who knows?
Right.
But as far as this whole thing, man, as though Zach's just testing a channel, okay. But Zach said something earlier like this is no more nefarious, and I think it is more nefarious. I don't think it's just if it was, there's other ways to make money. This is about something different. This is about something. This is about something. So Pat S only has 0 videos, so there you go.
You let us on.
Well,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
in any you listen. You guys create channels. Don't create them because there's no guarantee. Everyone's nothing's guaranteed in life. So
Right.
you need more creators. Man, this is not. It's damn sure it's not about health. I think that we can all agree with that.
Right.
Because it's not healthy to in Australia they're going to start seizing people's stuff. That's why they're rioting in the street. They have nothing left to lose. There's nothing left to lose. So they're going to start. They're putting people in debt with these fines. They're restricting your ability to move or function, and then they're going to start seizing your stuff. And they're talking about doing the same stuff here. Anything that they're doing in Australia or in England or any other place, that's all coming to a theater near you. So this is not about. Like, this isn't even about money. This is about something very, very wicked. There's no other words for it.
And
yeah.
And to continue on with that, I don't want to sound like some right wing radical, whatever. But this is the truth here. Australia and England they disarmed their population completely.
Absolutely.
I mean, they have. I mean, I remember when they had sword control in Australia. And because I was part of the reenactment group at that time, and the reenactors were having to give up their swords because of this and knives. And it's like, well, how are you going to go out and do historical reenactment that way without this stuff? It was like, nope, you can't have it. So even that was taken away from them. So it's easier for for that government down there. This country, I'm more afraid of when this happens because we probably have the most armed country in the world with private citizens out there.
Right.
And they are ready to fight. They are ready to fight. They have not been able to clamp that down. And if that happens, I'm afraid of a civil war. And I don't want to see that. I really don't. We had one 100 and some years ago.
Right.
And it was bad. It was horrible. We still feel the effects of that today.
Yeah, that was.
And we don't need to go through that. I mean, we still feel a little bit of the effects of the Revolutionary War, which in some ways was a civil war against England, with us pulling away.
Yeah.
Right, but it took a lot of years for us in Britain to be able to say, okay, we forgive, but we still have those sores from the American Civil War, and I don't want to see a second one because I don't know what that will do. That will be so devastating out there. And you won't know who the enemy is in that situation sometimes.
I don't think I could be wrong. I don't think we'll get a second civil war. I think what we'll end up getting is just more of an authoritarian regime that just in the past 155 years ago. So thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
I think we'll just get an authoritarian, because a lot of people, and we talked a little bit about this in the chat. And I really hate this show being dark. I really like talking about other stuff.
Well, why don't we start talking about stuff that's a little bit fun, a little bit more fun?
Yeah, because I'm like, let's just say they don't need soldiers to fight us. How about that? That's probably the best way to put it. Mm-hmm. And so that way it's like, well, yeah, you got weapons, but you're not shooting. We can just manufacture what we just sent at you and send another one. We don't need you to. That's the thing. The warfare has changed. You don't need people to fight wars anymore.
No.
And so that makes it, if you guys saw, actually, ironically enough, to kind of piggyback, if you saw Winter Soldier and you remember what the plan is with Winter Soldier, with the bad guys, the not Shield, the infiltrated shit. How can I not think of the evil? Oh my, Hydra! Shit, how can I not?
Hydra.
I'm like, how can I not know Hydra? Well, when they had infiltrated, what was their plan? Their plan was they had a AI, and they were going to use the AI to determine people who would go back against them and use drones to take them out. That was literally the plan of Civil War. Every element of that is technologically viable to this day. It's a technologically plausible situation. So that's what scares me. I don't think we'll get a war. I think we'll get a wipeout. And unfortunately, I don't know if we'll be the ones who will get the better of it. So that's my fear. And that's why I think we have to stop it before it gets to that point. We have to say something before it gets to that point. Because no one wants to get to that point.
Well, being that we're talking about authoritarianism and we want to try to get off the subject to be a little bit more happy stuff.
Yeah.
And, I did a video for my boy here, 24 Fusion. Kind of showed a couple things off to him, trying to, brighten his day a little bit. So a little bit of the authoritarian, but I don't know. Can you see that pretty? There we go. How's that?
Who's that? Judge Dredd, yeah.
Judge Dredd, #1, the American release there. Let's talk about authoritarian. Brian Boland, artist, cover, and one of the great artists, I think, of all time on both sides of the coast. So I show off that #1. I'm a Dredd head.
Yeah, Dredd was actually a very good movie when it came out. Was that 2012, 2013?
You didn't hear the Culture Crime Fires a few weeks ago then, did you?
What's that, man?
What's that?
So at the end of the Culture Crime Fires a few weeks ago, so a few weeks before that, I forgot what movie it was that Matt didn't like. Oh, Last Boy Scout. He doesn't like Last Boy Scout.
With Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans?
Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans. Yeah, I like that movie. If
I
was there,
liked
we
it
did
too.
But then I said, there's another movie like that with me. That movie's Dredd, man. I didn't like Dredd. I know everybody in the fandom loves Dredd. What I was going to ask you is the comic just like that movie? Was that true to the comic?
Okay. Well, I'll let you know something. I have a love-hate with Dredd. I think it was a beautiful film. I think it was absolutely wonderful. I love the film. And of course, I saw the original Judge Dredd film, but I am the law. Sylvester Stallone.
I have that sitting next to me here, yeah.
In some ways, that movie captured more of the spirit of Judge Dredd because Judge Dredd was always a satire, a tongue-in-cheek, poking fun, wasn't so serious. And that's my problem with the 2012 film. It was very too dark and serious. And they did the character of Anderson wrong.
I didn't know. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm rambling too much. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. Oh, no, but if I had my dream, I'd mix both those films together. Like, have Carl Urban as Dredd, the special effects and the cityscape of the Judge Dredd film, and Judge Anderson was absolutely horrible. I mean, there was a beautiful character for that movie, but for representation off of Judge Dredd in 2000 AD,
Amandi Asante or whatever. Yeah.
Pretty girl.
She was beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but the characterization. If people sit back and ask me what my favorite Judge Dredd film is, I tell them Judge Minty. Now I know everybody. I went basically slack in what I'm talking about, but some fans made a film. Look it up on the YouTube. Judge Minty, and I think did the most faithful rendition of Judge Dredd in this fan film. And Dredd is not the central character, and it was actually half that was based off of one of the 2000 AD stories, Judge Minty, about a judge who got too old, and they have two options when you get too old. You can go to the academy and train, or you can take the law to the lawless and do the long walk into the cursed earth, which is the atomic wasteland just outside of Mega City 1. And he opts for that. And in the comic, it basically ends with him walking through the doors into the wasteland. And then they do everything up to that, and then they do a story after that with him in the cursed earth. It's about a 25-minute film. It is absolutely wonderful. If everybody wants to have an experience cinema-wise or visual-wise, a movie film, this is the one I sit back and say, you want Judge Dredd? This is Judge Dredd. This is the world. This is done properly. So that's my take. I mean, I have a love-hate with both of those films. I wish I could mesh them together, but Minty hits it out of the park.
Fan films always do it better.
Yeah.
They always care more. And, I didn't – what I was trying to say, I didn't have the context of the comic, but the tone was what got me because it was things that were happening that seemed like they weren't supposed to be taken that seriously, but they didn't present it in a way where I was a lot like – there's a lot of stuff there's stuff that I like about it, but there's a lot of stuff I don't. What bugged me was like, what's her name? Mom. She's shooting up. She's destroying all.
The
Mama, and she has this gun. She's going through all these things. First off, it looked visually weird because she happens to miss Dredd and Anderson the whole time while slaughtering all these people. But that aside, if I was watching a movie, the tone wasn't right for that scene because I'm like, okay, this looks so ridiculous, it's hard to take seriously. But at the same time, I'm supposed to be seeing the death of literally hundreds of people, which is a traumatic thing to see, and you're supposed to have a feeling towards that. So I'm like, what feeling do you guys want me to feel about this? How am I supposed to feel? And that was really the big issue, is the tonal confusion. It's like, if this was all slapstick and a little bit more Tarantino, it's like, oh, it's like the Kill Bill scene when she's chopping off hands and stuff. You know it's not serious, but it's almost like it wanted to be that and taken serious at the same time. And that's even though it was well made, it was well acted. Even though I thought Carl Urban was a bit much, but maybe that's what he's supposed to be.
Right.
It's just like, what tone are you going for, so I can read into it? Because otherwise, I'm just here. So that was my issue with Dredd at the end of the day. Not that there's not some cool stuff in it.
Oh yeah. And Urban did knock it out of the park as Dredd. You know, Dredd is this emotionless. I mean, like, you know, in the future, the cops can't marry, so, you know, think about a bunch of frustrated virgins running around out there, and he's by the book law. I mean, that he's a clone. He's a clone, and you brought up as a kid, kind of like in the Jedis with the Padawans.
Right.
With them, at a young age, you go through this whole hard process of being a judge, where basically you're a fascist police officer running around, and even throwing a candy wrapper on the ground, you can get fined hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Minor infractions, you can go in for 6 months in the ISO cubes. Murder, you can go in there for 30 to life in an ISO cube, where you're just all by yourself in this cube. That's it. You're done for in there, which is frightening. Most people opt to go out and shoot their way out and die than going to the cubes, which in some ways they kind of had a little bit of that with the Dredd film.
Right.
I would say, if you really want to have a good representation of Dredd, watch the Judge Dredd film up to the point that Sylvester Stallone takes his helmet off. Dredd never takes his helmet off, by the way. If you leave that up there with the block war and everything, that's pretty dang accurate to 2000 AD comic. And just stop right there. And then it gets ridiculous. I mean, they do bring in characters from 2000 AD and all that, but the moment he takes the helmet off, it sucks. You don't have that. But Sylvester Stallone did a good job up to that point. You know, keep the helmet on, but, you know, the ego. So, yeah, I wish Dredd was a little bit more in the spirit of that satire of Dredd.
I'm sorry, just trying to. I'm just looking at the chat. Sentient Dildo showed up. What's up, my brother? Hopefully everything's good with
I did see that.
He said, he said, just buzzing through. Got to go to sleep. Have a nice one. Oppressors. Bzz, bzz, bzz. So, yeah, man. Appreciate you being here, man. You know, we have Loose Cannon says, "I am the law." He also wants to know, what do we think about Morbius?
No, I still have not checked out that trailer.
I don't have an opinion, unfortunately.
You know, Michael Morbius. Actually, I used to collect the Morbius comic book. Back in the 90s when they put out the Midnight Suns, and Morbius was actually a pretty cool character. I think the movie is going to be pretty. I think I'm going to be honest. I think the movie will be a little bit better received and better understood than Venom. You know, it's coming from the same studios, but I think Morbius is gonna, you know, it's like, even with the CGI and everything, all they have to do is just control his transformation. They don't have to have like the symbiote, you know, in Venom. You know, you got things coming out and it's grabbing people. It's not even about all that. All you have to do is, you know, is the CGI would only have to come in with his transformation and whatever he does as far as like jumping and leaping and all this other stuff, and, you know, and being vampire like. I think it's going to be a little bit more contained, and I heard that there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs and different things like that. What there is they're building up basically a Spider-Man universe without Spider-Man, but I think Spider-Man's going to be integrated into it here in probably like in the next year or two. And at that point, Spider-Man's not going anywhere from the MCU. People wanting to go back to Sony. That's not happening. I think Kevin
they're
Feige,
going to share it. That's what's going to happen.
right. Yeah. So, but in order to share it, you're going to have to bring in all the elements from the other side, from the Sony side of things, and and the way that
well, think of this, right?
No, I was going to say in the way they did Venom, I think Morbius is going to be. I think Morbius is going to be pretty good. Jared Leto is actually a very good actor. You know, he's dude. He's a. I'm not be real. He's 100 times better than what the fuck the guy that plays Venom or what the fuck
Tom Hardy. I like Tom
Hardy. No. But what I'm saying is, as far as being a good actor, Jared Leto will whoop his ass in acting.
You know, that's kind of a hard thing for me because, you know, Jared's portrayal of Joker, I absolutely abhorred.
I think everyone hated that.
No, I loved it. He was see, that's the thing. It's like if you ever seen Joker throughout his history in comic books,
yeah,
he portrayed a version of Joker that really, like, Joker is that kind of gangster motherfucker. They kind of pushed it too far with the tattoos and the goatee.
Yeah,
but the thing is, but as far as him being, he's like, oh, and he's like doing all this weird shit. Like that is Joker. Joker's fucking. Oh, he's maniacal. He's crazy as fuck, man. So for him to be the way he was, I could see that. I think they should have done all that without the tattoo and the gold and the gold teeth. But Joker's gangster as fuck, man.
Well, that's what I hated about that Joker. That's what I hated was the gold teeth and all that stuff
tattoos and all that, right?
He's an elegant fellow. He's not a thug. He's the crowned prince of crime. I mean, he thinks of himself as elegant. Let's put it that way. He's got the suit and all that. He thinks he's elegant.
Maybe that's probably,
yeah. So as it goes, he's a thug. He's a killer. He's psychotic and all that. But he's always dressed to the nines, even though clashes. But he thinks of himself as sophisticated clown prince of crime. But he's crazy, absolutely nuts.
So I got a point about Joker, but I want to make a real quick point about the MCU and Venom.
Sure.
So Venom 2 made $400 million. That's the recent one. And it only had a budget of 110. So they're still profiting in a pandemic. And Eternals is flopping, and they got all these movies flopping.
Right.
The MCU may need the Sony universe because the Sony universe may end up being more successful the next year than the MCU. Because what is not counting Spider-Man itself, which is kind of a shared thing, you have the Eternals nobody really watched.
Ooh.
You do have Thor. You have a bunch of movies that I don't think anyone wants to care. More people care probably about the next Venom and Carnage or the next Spider-Man than anything the MCU has. So they might end up needing them. But you went to the Joker, and I don't know if this is a hot take, but yeah, Jack Nicholson was the best Joker. If we're talking live action, if we're talking representing every element of the Joker, right? Because Heath Ledger and oh my God, I can't think of Joaquin Phoenix. They were great, but they're their own characters. They're their own characters, especially Joaquin Phoenix. That's that's his own thing. If you're talking about the comic book Joker that you could have read in the 30s or the 90s or the 70s or any Joker era, which was more accurate to that entirety, I would go Jack Nicholson.
I agree.
Well, the thing is, and that's the. Come to find out, right?
Obviously, his origin was totally different. But I'm talking about
we'll see that's another thing too. Now, the Joker is come to find out, man. And I don't know if you guys even remember this or have heard. The Joker is actually three individuals.
I do, yeah. No, yeah.
So the thing is, the Jokers that we've seen throughout since the time he was created, the Joker changed somewhere around the 80s, from let's say from the 60s, because you have your what's his name, Romero, the Joker from
Cesar Romero. Yeah.
Right. So you have your Batman 66, Cesar Romero Joker. They say his version of the Joker is one version. Then you have the Joker from like the Killing Joke, which is another version, and then there's another one in between the two. Now, if you look at the Joker and you look at all his iterations, you got the way Jack Nicholson was the Joker. You got the way Cesar Romero was a Joker. He was more of a playful kind of Joker. And then basically, you know, when you look at Jared, and then there is a Joker that looked like Jared Leto, where he had like all this shaved on the side, his hair combed back. And so basically that version of the Joker is the Joker that I identified when I looked at Jared Leto. And I was like, yo, he reminds me of a Joker that I seen back in the 2000s. So it's like so basically every time they try to reinvent the Joker, they've done the same thing with Batman. Like you know, Batman looked the way he looked from the 40s all the way to like the 60s, early 70s, and then all of a sudden, you know, he came with a new suit where it was gray with the light blue with the yellow with the bat in the middle. And it's like, you know, that's so basically every time they try to reinvent Batman, you know, bring him more up to date, they would do the same thing with the Joker. And the way they did it with the Joker, he was actually, there's, you know, they said that all the different, like the way we seen the Joker change from the golden age version of the Joker to the silver age version of the Joker to the present day, we were actually looking at three different people. And Jared Leto is one of those three, and I'm just saying he might not be the Joker that we that everybody likes. He might be probably the least liked out of the three, but right. You know, but his Joker does exist, and and me being a Batman fan, I remember his like a Joker with his mannerisms being around in the comic books, being more gangster, less funny, more serious. And on the whole shit, there is a Joker out there like that in the comic books.
Yeah,
and like I said, he might be the least liked out of the three. He was the more gangster like Joker. Like he didn't give a fuck. He'll come in, shoot up the whole place, you know, and do all kind of weird shit. That was what we got from Jared Leto. So it's like, you know, a lot of people weren't familiar with that, but come to think about it, Joker is actually three people.
Well, that Joker as three people is a very the past 4 or 5 years they did that three Joker story, which
Well, do you remember back in the 80s? DC did something called Who's Who.
Yeah, I own some of that. Matter of fact, I got a few who's right here next to me.
Okay, yeah, I got them in my box. I'd pull them out, and of course there was two Jokers in because you had Earth 1, Earth 2 Joker as it went along.
Right.
But the big thing that really changed Joker, and you got to remember, Cesar Romero was doing a satire show. Everything about that was satire, was camp. It was all that.
Right.
The one thing that really changed it was this. With Dark Knight Returns. This is the thing that really changed. Now, you have to remember, Dark Knight Returns was never meant to be part of the DC universe proper. This was like an alternate story. This is not part of the proper timeline. It eventually melded into it. Right. But it was never meant to be. And that Joker in there is, you know, obviously psychotic, but the first words that he has when he sees Batman come back is Batman, darling. It's like right there you knew shit was going to get real with the Joker in the comic. Of course, Alan Moore, who is someone who hates heroes, he loves to destroy a hero. He doesn't believe in heroes. Of course, he was behind the magnificent Killing Joke. Again, artwork by Brian Boland. No, excellent. And it's an excellent story on that. And in that story, they make it known the history that the Joker is recounting of his past might not be because of his psychotic mind. This may not be the true story of the Joker coming about.
Right.
So that has to be taken into account. Now, when it comes around to the Batman film of '89, of course, they changed the history with the Joker killing, as Jack Napier, Bruce Wayne's parents. Right. Bob Kane came out and sat back and said that he approved of that 100%. Because originally the Joker was killed off right away when Joker first came out in the comics. And Bob Kane goes, oh my God, this guy's so popular, we got to find a way to bring him back. And they did. But he said if he knew that the Joker was going to be such a popular character, Joe Chill would have been the Joker.
Joe Chill,
the Joker would have been the one.
Yeah.
And so that's a little of that evolution of the Joker throughout the ages. Now,
Right.
now as brilliant as The Dark Knight Returns is, it has really polluted, I think, a lot of we have for the
I agree
superhero
so
movies.
much. Oh, I
Uh,
agree so much. I've said this before.
It was
Uh,
brilliant for what it was, and people seem to have an escape that this is a future. This is where Superman betrayed everybody. Oliver
yeah,
Queen's all pissed off. Batman's retirement and finally brings out, and they always sit back and say, "Well, you don't like this gender changing of heroes. What about the Robin as a female?" Well, yeah, because Jason Todd's dead in there. They make those hints. He's gone. We don't know what happened to Dick Grayson. Well, later on, Frank
Right.
Miller did that, and
it's
she
trash.
was rescued by Batman, and she has this hero thing. So
Carrie
what else?
Kelly.
I'm going to be Robin for him, and which is an important part. So it's not a gender changing of the character. It's just an evolution as in the future. And they take that battle between Batman and Superman, and they bring it forward that this animosity between these two. No, they're friends.
So
That was what was so important about it in The Dark Knight Returns. Bruce Wayne was betrayed. Oliver Queen was betrayed. That's why they're mad. They were betrayed by Superman, a guy who was their hero, their friend, their ally, and backstabs them. And even when they started that the reboot of the DC universe, Batman and Superman, when they first meet, yeah, there's animosity because they're sizing each other up. Okay, are you really a vigilante? Are you a criminal? Are you a crime fighter?
Hey,
They
what's
don't
wrong
know
with
each
that?
other. Yeah, and then they become allies. It's no big fight.
Right.
But now we have to have this animosity between these two characters, which is absolutely disgusting. It worked for The Dark Knight Returns. It was beautiful for The Dark Knight Returns. It's not great for the DC universe.
Yeah. And I'll toss another book. And I remember before they made a movie, I remember reading the book. You could get it from the library, the whole thing. And I actually need a copy of it now because it's been a while. Watchmen, same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful
man.
story. One of the best comic books ever written. Motherfucker, everybody ain't the Watchman. Fucking Superman's not Rorschach or Dr. Manhattan. He's Clark Kent. He's Superman. You don't stop making everything so dark. In another movie, one of my favorite movies, The Dark Knight did it too. All I would say these are the three pillars of making everything dark and nihilistic and brutal. And I said this on the channel. This is why you should be subbed if you're not subbed already. And I'll say it again. Superman has been dead for a long time. And what there was a big hubbub about him being made bisexual or his son, and that now he's the official Superman, John Kent. But I said Superman's been dead for a long time because we could believe a man could fly. We could believe all the fantastical elements of Superman, but something happened where the morality of Superman became the unbelievable part. So he has to be Homelander. That's how Superman would really be, right? It would be like Homelander, or it would be like Omni-Man, or it would be like Injustice, or it would be like this other depiction of an evil Superman.
Right.
He wouldn't really be truth, justice, in the American way. I know they changed it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's still true justice in the American way. He wouldn't really be that. He really wouldn't be. He would go for power. We know that. It's like, no, you're missing the point of Superman. You're destroying him, and that's what Hyperion, another example.
Right.
He wouldn't really be like we think he is. And it's like, well, then why are we even writing this damn comic? Because that's what we sign up for.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say, when it comes to something like that, let's just put like in film, right? The greatest iteration of Superman with his humbleness and him being for the champion of the people, always be Superman 1 with Christopher Reeves, man.
Absolutely.
And I mean the thing is that movie, the premise of it all, the way the characters, the actors and everything took the characters and embodied everything. It's crazy that all the way up to The Dark Knight Returns, that has been the heart and soul of Superman. And actually that's the last time around that time, from the time that Christopher Reeve stopped doing Superman and everything else, right around those times were the last times that you saw Superman being his true self. And then after that, it's always been they always try to put Superman in a conflict and always trying to write him or rewrite him to be morally different in some way. Him being more stern, less friendly. It's weird, man. And right now it's about to be 2022 here in 2-3 months. What we need now is less of a dark world and more of a world of hope. Right. That's the thing, man. It's like we're going into dark times with a lot of hopelessness, man. And I'm to be real, man, I'm kind of sick of that shit, man. Because the thing is it's like everything's perpetuating itself as being dark and brutish and raw. And it's like, dude, there's still good guys out there. There's people that want to do right. Everything is not just black and white. Everything is just, there's a lot of gray area out there. And Superman, and even Batman. Batman is as dark and as raw as it gets. But at the same time, the core of Batman is he wants to save lives. He doesn't want people to suffer. And for a lot of the interpretations of these characters to be like, if they don't give a shit, like you watch the Man of Steel and he's fucking destroying buildings. Fucking Superman killed people in that movie.
Yeah,
innocent people lie. It's like, look, if you took Superman and you threw him through a building and the building started to fall, he would go and try to like stabilize the building, try to save as many people. Like, we don't see none of that shit. The building would fall, it would fucking, other people would get destroyed, and he'd fucking jump right back in the battle and not give a fuck about what was going on around him. That's not Superman. And I'm just, I don't know, man. It's like with time, they have built up, like, I'm gonna be honest, in the last like 30-35 years, they have sat there and built up Batman and Superman to be more reckless, more careless, more like they don't give a fuck. And it's like, man, this is not what it is. Like Wonder Woman. I'll give you an example. Today, go ahead. Today is actually, for anybody who didn't know, today is the day that Wonder Woman, Linda Carter, the first episode ever of Wonder Woman, was ever broadcast.
Ooh, how long ago?
46 years ago today.
Jeez.
46 years today is the first showing of Wonder Woman, Linda Carter, the first episode ever around the world. And when you look at Linda Carter's Wonder Woman and you look at Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman,
two different characters.
Yeah, because now we know what we have now. Like, Wonder Woman came with peace. She's trying to bring a message from into man's world. Trying to uplift women and basically help save and protect people. Mm-hmm. Now we have fucking warrior Wonder Woman, Xena Wonder Woman. Like, it's like when Wonder Woman showed up, she should be going yeah. It's like,
bro,
dude, Xena.
Think about the Snyder cut. The first scene, it looks so badass. It looks so cool, but she uses her gauntlets and they show how much power. She splatters all the bad guys and put at risk all the people she was trying to protect just to splatter this guy when she uses her gauntlets. It doesn't even make sense that they don't get survived. And unfortunately, Mexican Iron Man.
Hey, mi compadre.
Hey, what's going on, my brother?
Super chat button, but there is a tip jar. So please tip. Feel free to tip my man 24/7 Fusion Media.
Good to see you, Mexican Iron Man.
Shout out to Mexican Iron Man.
Yeah, man, we missed you. Mexican Iron Man, I wanted to tell you, man. I talked about you on Friday, man, and I told everybody all the great and wonderful things that you've done for me, man. I want to tell you, man, I haven't had a chance to talk to you, man, lately. But I want to tell you, man, I love you, man, and I'm just thankful to have you in my life, man, and all the great things that you've done for me. Dude, you can't even put it into words, man, but Mike, thank you, man. Thank you for looking out for me. Thank you for being my friend, man, and thank you for having my back. bro, thank you, man. And I just wanted to put that out there, man. I appreciate you, man, being here, man, and dog, gracing us with your presence, man. Dog, it's awesome, man. Thank you, man, for being here, man. Yeah, thank you, man.
Can I say something to him?
Sure, go ahead, man.
Mexican Iron Man, I just got one thing to say. Where's my tacos? No, I love you, man. You're the greatest out there. You're the greatest of us all, and I have nothing but good things, and I'll always defend you till the end. You're just a blessing to all of us, Mexican Iron Man. Your spirit, your heart, your giving, your humor, everything. It's always a joy, and I just can't wait one of these days that we can face off together on a chat here. Maybe we can have that no war I talked to Coach about.
Yeah, man, you're a good dude. Like, I haven't interacted with Mexican Iron Man much, and I wish I interacted with him more. But dude is such a good dude. This little known fact, I do a show every Wednesday. Coach of Crime Fires, my man, Fireball Productions, on today's channel this week. It's on his channel, so quick plug. But I said to say this: the first episode where one of us couldn't make it, Fireball couldn't make it. Mexican Iron Man doesn't know me from Adam. He comes on the stream. Him and Latino Slant. Shout out to Paulie as well. He comes on the street and he just blew that shit up for $50.
Holy shit.
Oh, man. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Just to show you how good of a dude he is. Like, he didn't know who I was. He just helped. My partner's gone for whatever reason. He just hops on with no hesitation. That always meant something to me. And since you're here and I don't interact with you, I want to thank you. I don't want to make you cry. Don't cry. There's no crying in baseball.
Our YouTube. I'm just a guest here. But can I make a request? I don't know if he's up for it, but is there a way we could bring him on?
If he's willing,
Yeah, if he's willing. I mean, I can always, Mike, if you, if you got some time and you don't mind jumping on, let me know in the chat, and I would definitely, I could shoot him. Yeah, I can definitely get him on if I know he's a busy man. He got, there's a lot of shit that he's doing, man. So, if you want to come on for a few minutes, man, let us know, and we'd love to have you on, man. It's always an honor and pleasure to have you here, brother.
I was teasing him the other day before. I have to thank both him, Coach, and him, making me go see Dune. They finally made me go see Dune, and I have to sit back and was freaking awesome. 15 minutes. And I had to thank him for that one. But I joke with them. It's like you're on every freaking chat out there. Every time I turn on the chat or whatever, you're on there. You're on a stream somewhere. I told him, I went to a stream with Martha Stewart, and there you are, man. What is it? So, I mean, this guy is just all over the place. He is just an amazing guy. I love him with all my heart. He's me compadre from another interracial mother. It says, we like to sit back and say. But I want to go back to one thing about Loose Cannon sat back and said earlier. Mm-hmm. He said something. I'm scrolling up there. He said that Batman was noir and Superman is hope.
Yeah,
I think that's absolutely it. Who got it right? And you know what? A lot of people want them to redo it or add to it. They need to leave it as it is. Bruce Timm and Dan the Dio and all those guys who did the animated universe, and who else was it? Wayne McDuffie was in a lot of the. Yeah. He came in a little later. All those guys that created the Batman the animated series, then Superman the animated series, then Justice League, and we'll talk Batman Beyond and Justice League Unlimited. Obviously, I consider it all one series, even though they're technically two different ones. They switch networks. That's neither here nor there. Mm-hmm. What they did was like. They really understood the characters at a core level. Each character, pretty much each character they understood at a core level, down to Green Arrow, who was great in Justice League Unlimited. Mm-hmm. They really understood why each character was the way they were, how they were supposed to be relative to other characters. Mm-hmm. And they understood, man, they understood why Batman and Superman were different, but still like friends. They understood that friendship, and they even would butt heads, but they were still a friendship that I don't think any depiction that we've seen, I don't think Zack Snyder understood. I know he is more of a comic book fan than most, but I don't think he understood at least how to bring that to film. I think, man, I've always wanted them. They could have just done a live action version of what they did in the DCAU, and I would have been happier than.
Well, and J.J. Abrams is supposed to know about Star Wars, and look what he did with that.
Look what he did with Star Trek.
Yeah, well, he never said he was a Star Trek fan when it showed, but what he did to Star Wars, he said he was a fan of that. You know, I also look at Batman, Superman in this aspect and why that relationship works. Batman is the detective. He's the one that goes out and sleuths and does the detective work. Superman is the beat cop. And he's out there walking the beat. And, you know, obviously he's more public, and that's why he's more personable and more out there, while Batman's sleuthing around doing the work. So both of them need to rely on each other. Superman's not a sleuth. He doesn't know how to do that. Batman's not this beat cop. He knows how to, you know, go into things. He's like our version of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
But the thing is they know they need each other, and it clicks, and they know that. And then that friendship works on their differences. And that's the important thing that we have a problem with. Nobody wants to talk about differences. We're all the fucking same. No, we're not.
Exactly.
And, you know, where people have strengths in one area, other people have strengths in the other one. Dirty Harry said it, you got to know your limitations. And just because you're not good in a certain area and somebody else is, doesn't mean you're weaker than them. You have your own talents. But we've gotten away from that 100%. And now that's one of the reasons why comics and stuff like this is garbage. It's horrible. They don't understand the building of heroes, how heroes works. They're just going off of their own narcissistic fanboy, let me put it in there, blue-haired land whales flopping around. And not realize, and we're all the same, so everybody's strengths and all that, it makes boring crap. It really makes boring. The fact that you do have the differences, you can work, we identify. We're not identifying that we are the superhero, but we identify the weaknesses and the strengths and understand. And whoever it is that the characters that our eyes are in there, and usually there's a character that is our eyes, and Doctor Who is the companions. Star Wars is the droids. You know, in Star Trek, you can take your pick, whether it's McCoy, Spock, or even Kirk. Somebody's the eye in there that we see through. And then we can identify the situations. They have that higher level, what they're going through than we have in our life, but we understand and we can identify with our heroes. And we've lost that completely.
You know, the thing is, right now, the whole issue with us being able to relate to heroes is how they're being presented to us. You know, they're the thing that makes a hero is not how he looks. It's about what you can identify with the hero. You know, like I was listening to Young Ripper a few months ago. He said that one of his favorite characters was the Flash. Reason why it wasn't because, you know, Young Ripper's a white dude or some shit like that. It's because the Flash was fast, and Young Ripper said that in his young day, you know, he was able to run and basically outrun everybody. So with that, he was able to relate to the Flash, and that's the thing. You know, when it comes to a hero, there's different things about their personality and, you know, what they believe in, you know, what they stand for and everything else, their morale. That's the thing that us as people, that's what we identify with when it comes to these superheroes. And like, I used to love being Robin. You know, I used to love Robin, and I used to like Halloween. When I was a little kid, I had the Robin underoos. I had fucking the Robin, you know, with the mask, and you know that fucking one plastic ass mask with the rubber band thing on the back. I used to have that with the cape and everything. It wasn't because I thought I was a little young white boy or some shit like that. It was because Robin was, you know, he was a kid that lost his parents. Batman understood what the fuck that felt like, and he understood, you know, what that is, and he didn't want this kid to grow up to be alone, and you know, and you know, running around. You know, he didn't want to see Dick Grayson in an orphanage or some shit like that. So what he did was he took him under his wing, showed him all the shit that he was about. He took a chance because Dick Grayson could have. He was like, "Hey, I'm Bruce Wayne, but guess what? I'm really Batman." He could have fucked around and hey, everybody, Bruce Wayne is Batman. He could have pimped him out. He could have done all kind of shit, but what he did was
went to school the next day and said, "Fuck, hey,
dude, he could have done all that shit." But what he did was he kept the secret. Bruce Wayne trained him to be damn near on his level, and I respected Robin because all he did was fucking fight grown fucking men. He's fucking 12, 13 years old, hanging around with a 20, 30-something-year-old man that runs out there and fight grown fucking men, and he's barely touching to be a teenager. Don't have no girlfriend, no nothing. He doesn't know what all that's about, but he's out there fighting people, trying to save lives. And I was like, damn, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then a lot, then you have your sick fuckers that were like, oh, well, Batman was trying to probably try to hit it on the side. No, I mean, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I respected Robin, and I love the concept of Robin for a lot of different reasons. And it was just the fact that he was a young kid like me when I was a kid back then. Mm-hmm. And it was the fact that he wanted to be on that level. He wanted to help. He wanted to make Gotham safe. And at the same time, he's putting himself out there and literally fighting grown men. I've seen issues of Robin getting his ass beat. Like they'd be like they'll run into a group. There'll be like 5 or 10 thugs. Batman's fighting off some. Robin's trying, and Robin, like 2 of them will grab Robin. One of them will come and start whooping his ass, and Batman would have to come save him. And then Robin would get his senses and then jump back into the fight. I mean, that's some real courageous shit, and that was what I was able to identify as with Robin. And it's like, damn, it's like nowadays they're trying to make it out that this is not how you identify with being a hero. This is not how you identify with your heroes. You have to look like them, and you have to act like them, and and all this other shit. It's so fucked up, man.
It's bullshit too. So here's the thing. Growing up, Static Shock exists, and I like Static Shock. I love the show. It was a cool cartoon. They're going to ruin it because Static Shock is supposed to be almost Spider-Man-esque and more of a fun, but instead he's not as Peter Parker. He's just a funny kid. He's always talking shit. He's got his little jokes to say, but he's more of a light character. They're going to ruin him. But yeah, Static Shock's black, right? John Stewart, John Stewart Green Lantern's black.
Oh yeah.
My favorite character is Batman, though. He's always been my favorite character, and Spider-Man was my second. I identified with Batman because, I never met my dad, so he had lost his dad and his mom. Luckily, I had my mom and a lot of other family. But I never had my dad. I always felt down, and what inspired me was Batman took the shit that made him feel the weakest and used that to motivate him to make the best version of himself. That's why even The Dark Knight Rises, which honestly is not really a good movie. And I first saw it in the theater, I was like, what the fuck? I can't believe they made the last one this good and this one this shitty. But I start to love the movie because what the movie's about is basically Batman losing all hope and regaining it. And that's even if they do so much laughable shit and ridiculous shit and it is not perfect and Bane's voice is stupid, the actual concept of what the movie is somebody building themselves up, and watching that movie a lot of times when I was in a dark period helped. You know what I mean? Because I could identify with somebody using what made them weak to make them strong. I think that was the enduring message. Nobody has ever needed people to look like them. How many people did Michael Jordan inspire? How many people did Michael Jackson inspire? How many people did all these people? Inspirational people are inspirational people, rather than Muhammad Ali or John Lennon. Nobody looked and said, oh, this person looks like me, or this person doesn't. So no, they're inspirational people because they're inspirational, or rather it's a character or a person. And so they're lying to people. They're not. Yeah, they're just misleading and lying to people, and it's fucked up.
Yeah, it's basically the what they call it, the human it's a word for it. It's
the human experience.
There you go. It's the humanity in all these individuals. Everybody that you mentioned, whether they were superheroes or real individuals like Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, or anybody else. I mean, it was just the fact that they rose to greatness. From themselves. It's like they aspired to do better, to be better, and it wasn't based on what they look like or any other. It's like I said, man, the people, these corporations took over what we loved, and now they're trying to tell us this is what makes a hero because he's black and you're black, you should be able to identify with fucking with a War Machine. You should be able to identify with War Machine just because he's a black guy. Well, I don't give a fuck about who gives a fuck. I don't even fuck War Machine.
Yeah, I like him in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. He was dope in that.
No. But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, it's like I'm not gonna sit there and identify with War Machine just because he's black. Like it's because you know what, a black person will fucking sell you out in a minute. So it's not even about that. It's about who you are in heart. It's all about the individual. It ain't about a skin color or a race or some bullshit like that. And then it's like when you sit there and you look at the Eternals and you look like I was watching a Young Ripper video yesterday or the day before, and he took a clip from Nerdrotic, and what they did was every time anybody from the director to any of the actors from the Eternals was sitting there and doing an interview,
I saw this.
What you hear, all you heard was diversity, characters looking like me. Now, now that I'm a gay guy in real life and I'm playing a gay guy in a gay superhero, then guess what? All the gay people have somebody to look up to. But the thing is, your character's not good. Your character's a fucking chump, and you are too. So there's nothing. So if I was gay, I still couldn't identify with you or your character because both of y'all are weak as fuck. And so guess what, man? It's like they're trying to sit there and tell us what it is to be okay. It's like basically they're trying to use your gender, your pronouns, or the fact that you're gay. They're trying to find the strength in that, and that's not where your strength comes from.
No, not at all. I mean, you were hitting the point earlier there, Fusion, with the that you were identifying with Robin. That was your eyes into that universe. Just like Jimmy Olsen is the eyes into the Superman universe.
Yeah.
And does a gay person have to only identify with a gay person as a black person? I mean, my experience here, I'm white. Surprise, and I grew up in suburbia here in Minneapolis, just south of Minneapolis, a town called Richfield. But we did have diversity. We had people, Asians, blacks, all that living in there. I went to a Lutheran school, and we had a couple black kids in there. We didn't think anything of it. You're one of us. I mean, I didn't associate with them because they're a grade higher, and they don't want to associate with the lower class. That's that classism with school. And even when I was went to Lutheran high school, they're black people. In fact, I kind of got a little close to a young black girl. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. It kind of broke my heart a little bit. It didn't matter. I grew up on, I know his name's horrible and disgusted now, but I grew up with Bill Cosby. We all did. We played his records to death.
Right.
And he did more for relations between everybody because he never went out there and made race about it.
Right.
It was telling stories, and granted, embellished stories about his youth, and everybody could identify with him. I could identify with him. And it's like, we're all human beings. Of course, Richard Pryor, Cleavon Little, Red Fox, Eddie Murphy, all these people can come
along. Right there.
Right. And you mean to tell me
Family Matters, loose cannon, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, am I supposed to not like them because I'm white? Bullshit. They're great. I identify with some of them, even though obviously we're not the same ethnic group. But what does that matter? We're all human beings.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Glenzer, you said something earlier that I'm a slightly challenged. He said that no POC characters are being changed. That's incorrect. Don't you know every POC character is being made into a BLM activist?
Yeah.
Right.
Like I just talked about with Static Shock. He was just this bright kid. He was this happy kid, and now he's an angry, fist in the air activist. So they are indeed changing these characters too.
You know what's funny about Static Shock? I did a video. I do have a Static Shock video about the way they changed his origin to have a BLM origin.
Yeah, you did. That's why I learned it was your video.
Do you know even that video is, if I'm not mistaken, is about 7 months old. Do you know motherfuckers are still fighting in the fucking chat 7 months later?
Oh God.
They're I'm telling you, like, dude, they go at it, man. And it's 7 months later, and people are still fighting in the chat And then at the same time, because I was like, look, the origin is whack, and then the way they made him look, he looks like shit. The way they drew him or whatever. Yeah, I mean, and it's like, and then this one guy was like,
2.7K. Shout out to that,
dude. And it's like, but the thing is, if you look at the chat, look how many comments it is. Dog, motherfuckers are fighting in that bitch, man. And the people attacked me, and then they attacked each other in that motherfucker. And it just went. How many comments you think you see in there?
It's 140 comments. A lot of people keep saying about that you called him Static Shock instead of Static because it was Static.
I mean, because I was thinking more of the cartoon, but
the cartoon, yeah. A lot of people are saying that, so we'll take that out of it. So then it says, some people are saying he needs a new show. A lot of people are saying that they like the look. I don't remember the look being good.
No, basically he had like a ball fade. He has a ball fade. His hair is braided, and then it has like a man bun in the back for the with the braid.
I know that's the new look of kids. I'm more concerned with his costume. I hate.
Yeah, and he got like skinny jeans on and shit.
You're dating him, bro. Like, first off, what is that gonna look like in 5 years? It's just, how all that 90s shit, like there's some great 90s art, don't get me wrong, but there's some super 90s that looks cheesy. That's what this is gonna look like in a few years. Looking at the design. You got a right to criticize design. Of course, all the people that love it. That's why I see a lot of people are coming at you. I mean, obviously, like I said, there's people who keep doing the
I went left on
the Static Shock static semantic thing. Okay, semantic guys, we get it. But the other thing is everyone else is the design. I like the design. He's supposed to be like somebody said, he's supposed to dress like black people do today. It's like, no, this is a superhero costume, motherfucker. He's supposed to look like a fucking superhero. He's not just supposed to look like a random guy walking around in the street. He doesn't even have a mask on anymore. What is this?
Don't make him topical.
Don't date yourself. Everybody, this is a thing, not even just for what we're talking about with the woke stuff. If you ever create something ever, you're always going to sound like your era or feel like your era or draw like your era or write or speak or whatever. But you don't want to go so hard where you're just like, because it's gonna be out of fashion one day. It's gonna look like, oh man, it's like the hairspray. Like there's a lot of stuff in the 80s we love, but we kind of make fun of the hair bands. You know what I mean? It's the good ones we keep. Right. Van Halen. But like the rest of them, we kind of like, Cinderella. Like, you know what I mean? You don't want to be Cinderella.
The big POC change that pissed me off the most was in the new Battlestar Galactica they did back in like 2000, Edward James Olmos, and they changed Boomer.
Oh, to the Asian chick.
Yeah. Now,
man,
I loved Boomer. I loved Boomer in Battlestar Galactica. I thought he was the bomb. He was like, for me, it was Starbuck, Boomer. No, those two right there is my favorites in that. And then the new series comes around. It's like, why are you changing? It's not just a ethnic change, but also a gender change. And of course, Starbuck, that was the other thing that really torqued me off with the new Battlestar Galactica 2. But the thing on that one, that wasn't a POC change. It was, because, it was a white guy becoming a white girl. But why did you change Boomer? You didn't need to. Boomer was great. It just made me mad.
No, I mean, shit. I mean, I'm huge Battlestar Galactica fan. I got the original movie. A lot of people didn't know they had the Xbox game, and then this one has actually this has Dirk Benedict and the original Hatch. Richard Hatch, and they have that. It's
only one good episode in that one. By your command, imperious leader.
Yeah, this is the whole complete series here.
Beautiful,
man. This motherfucker is awesome, man. And so when you talk about Battlestar Galactica, and then as far as like the 2000 series, I have it sitting right here next to me too. I have the whole thing complete. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm a huge Battlestar Galactica fan, and then I also got the comics too. So when you talk about Battlestar Galactica and all the changes that we saw with that, Ginger swapped. They gender swapped. I mean, she played
Starbuck.
Yeah, Starbuck.
Katie Sackett.
I mean, Katie Sackhoff. I mean, she's awesome. I love. I'm subscribed to her on YouTube. So, if you guys haven't checked Katie Sackhoff's YouTube channel, she's real on there. She'll tell you what it is, what she goes through. When she deals with what she deals with in Hollywood, she's not fake at all. So, like I said, I'm a huge Battlestar Galactica fan, so I understand. Where's Jolly?
Yeah, Jolly was great. As a fat guy, I like Jolly too.
Yeah, he was fucking awesome. Yeah, man, boy, look, we got 11, 12 people in the chat. Hey, if you guys just give me a second, I just want to go through the chat real quick. Acknowledge,
sure. Definitely.
The chat is very important.
Yeah, we've been talking too much here.
Oh no, but I mean, Mexican Iron Man, what's up, boy?
Oh.
Loose cannon. Oh, look at him.
What the hell? You left the Mexican in the back of the stream yard? Like,
oh man,
where'd Baron
go? And we race swap. We just got rid of the white guy for the Mexican. What's happening?
Where'd Baron go?
We went woke immediately. I'm so sorry, Baron Orman. See, look, we brought him back and got rid of him.
Where'd he go?
The woke virus is so strong.
I'm here. I hit the wrong button on the computer. You scared me, Mexican Iron Man.
You know what Vigilante said? He's like, boom, and then you were race swapped. All right,
Vigilante. Vigilante, you're a bigot.
Okay, so hold on. First of all, this is for Vigilante. Oh no, hold on. 24/7, you tried to embrace the darkness. I was born in it, raised in it. By the time that I had seen the sun, I was already a man, Bruce. Oh, do I sound like Bane?
Well, no, you know why? Because I understood what you could say, and so that if that was the case,
there you go.
For it to be Bane, has to
okay, hold on. Let me do it with the mask. Hold on. 24/7 Fusion Media.
Bro, that sounds exactly like you for real.
Oh shit! Oh my god! That is some good shit.
Media embraces the darkness. I was born in it.
Oh my goodness!
By the time that I'd seen the sun, I was already a man, Bruce. All right, man. And Baron, you're my brother, but I got issues with you. First of all,
what did I do?
First of all, I'm a Battlestar Galactica fan, old school and new school. Mm-hmm. I agree with you. At the time, there was some flipping of some characterizations, but that was pre-woke. That was done as part of a reimagining of the entire thing, and I was okay with it. In particular, Mexican Iron Man, who definitely had a heart attack when the Star Trek Next Generation shit came out. In fact, I never even watched that shit. Like, I was so anti-Next Generation, I didn't watch it for like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Mexican Iron Man, I'm going to try to say this without laughing because I know you guys so well, right? Hold on. Mexican Iron Man believes in true diversity and equality of the sexes. And let me just say this. My opinions about Starbuck and Boomer changed a whole hell of a lot because they look smoking hot naked, both of them.
I agree.
Oh, yeah. That's.
I mean, I don't want you guys to think that Mexican Iron Man will sell out his fandom for a smoking hot chick. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I do.
You would.
Man.
You would. And
let's keep it real.
I would too.
I was just about to say, let's keep it 100,000, man.
Vigilante, can I just tell you, bro?
Would.
I can't believe you remembered that early stream, like from way back when months ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, because you didn't really know who I was, and you still hopped on. I was like, "Thank you so much."
Yeah, I was in the chat for that. I remember when him and Paulie showed up.
Bro, you know why? It's because I was like, "Oh my god, this guy's a new YouTuber. He's just getting started." And I had already seen some of what you did, and so I always thought you were like really smart, on point, insightful. You knew your shit, and no bullshit, no BS.
Yeah, you've been in the chats every now and again. I'm like, oh yeah, Mexican Iron Man.
And then, when I saw you out there, I'm like, okay, I said, well, unless he's against Mexican diversity and inclusion, fuck it, let's see what happens.
See, everything that Mike thinks you are, Vigilante, he thinks the opposite of me. Just to let you know.
Shut up! Oh, yeah. Wow, Mister texting me back and forth. Oh, okay, all right, whatever, Mister DM.
Why?
So 24/7. What the
What's
hell
up?
is there a Battlestar Galactica Xbox game I don't know about?
Yeah, actually,
Really?
there is. There is. And actually, the voices of the original actors that played Apollo and Starbuck, they actually did the voiceovers in here. So
Wait a minute,
from-
Richard
Yep.
Hatcher's
Richard
voice is on there?
yes.
Shit, where did you get that? Amazon? I'm going there now.
No, actually, I had it when it first came out. This came out about maybe 10, 12 years. No, my daughter's. This came out about 14, 15 years ago. This is actually
Jesus.
before. Yeah, but this is actually pretty cool. This is before. This came out.
Wait, so that's an original Xbox. That's not even 360. That's
right.
pre-360.
This is the original Xbox, but actually,
shit.
but this plays on the 360.
Well, I have an
So
Xbox.
actually, you could probably find it for like maybe $10, maybe less, if you get it online. But yeah, there is a Battlestar Galactica, and those are the only two voice actors that they have for this. So this has nothing to do with the 2000 version of Battlestar Galactica. This is actually from the old school guys. And this whole thing is if you remember the old school Star Fox, the old game that all you do is fly and all kinds of shit. You're fighting Cylons. Yeah, this is not something that you land and you jump out and you shooting people and you whooping ass like that. This is all
barrel roll.
Yeah. You doing barrel rolls, and this is all a space game where you're in space and you're just flying your ships. So
I got to get me some of that.
I think so too.
So I have a question about the Eternals for Vigilante Williamson. You ready?
Okay, yeah, let's go.
So this is just and again, I haven't seen it. I was supposed to see it today, but I didn't. I just got out of a hot bath. Polly's got me on some workouts, and I'm freaking so sore. I can barely move my neck, let alone touch my toes right now.
Now we can attack.
There you go.
He's
Real
weak.
quick.
He's weak.
Right.
So Salma Hayek, I got a question, Vigilante.
Oh,
If someone's on the planet for 7,000 years, don't you think she wouldn't have like a Mexican accent anymore? Like that, she would have cleared up, or what?
it depends.
Depends on what.
Like maybe she wanted to keep it, and she got all this power, and she just wants to keep the accent. Because what accent would you have for 7,000 years?
Well, that's my question here. You can't have a Mexican Spanish accent because Spaniards didn't exist until fucking just the other day, and Mexicans didn't exist until like just yesterday. From an eternal standpoint.
But that's my thing. How could they have it? What accents would they have at all? Not just her, like even the English accents. Wouldn't your accent be totally how old is English compared to the 7,000, 8,000 years?
yeah, the English language, right?
Exactly. They would speak that
Latin.
ancient, even older than Latin. Latin came later.
Right. Yeah, so they'd be speaking whatever that is. They wouldn't even. So I mean, I guess they had to. Maybe I know that's this is extreme headcanon. And shout out to Brightest Day who blew that shit up for $2.
Yeah, thank you, Brightest Day. Appreciate you, man, and thank you, Mike.
But like maybe they just chose, because they just chose their accents. Like, you know what? I've been here for like 5,000 years. That Spanish accent sound cool. I'm gonna just give myself a Spanish accent.
How about this? Why don't we go with the Highlander theory? An Egyptian passing himself off as a Spaniard with a Scottish accent.
There you go. Because that made sense. You know what I mean?
Oh my God! You know what? This panel has total diversity. Holy shit! Look at us go.
Oh wow! Yeah, we are.
Look. We're like diversity. We're like diversity and inclusion right here on 24/7 Fusion Media.
We are the United Benetton of Colors on YouTube.
24. Brightest Day is saying read the message. You have the ability to check out.
Well, I don't even know how to do that.
What message?
The stream elements.
Let me. I don't even know how to pull that.
All you gotta do is sign on. If you sign on, it should be on your dashboard. Could you? I mean, hopefully you signing on because people have been sending you money, so I would imagine. Unless you just got a big ass account.
And on Sunday night at 24/7 Fusion Media, we find an opportunity for producer involvement. Hint, hint, Pat S.
There you go.
Pat S, you are hereby asked to help 24/7 Fusion Media open his Stream Elements dashboard at the same time he's got his other stuff going.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it.
Shit.
Well, you don't need
And
to.
I don't
You're
know
not
what
running a
kind of-
live stream.
That's true.
I don't know what kind of computer you got, and I don't know if you set up on like a laptop
I
or
don't-
something. But
Yeah, I'm on my cell phone right now trying
you
to
use cell phone.
figure out. Ooh,
I just got a text from Mexican Iron Man.
That was a half hour ago.
I know, I missed it.
All right, for late breaking news at 24/7 Fusion Media, it's all good.
say brightest day. If you can drop it in the chat, man, please do. I don't mean for you to have to rewrite that shit over again, but I don't know. I don't know how to fuck with that, man. I still need to figure out some things, man. Apologize
Yeah,
about
only-
that.
Only you, because you need your
Pat,
password.
you don't
to
need
log
you
in.
don't need the link. You need it. We'll deal with this tomorrow. 24/7. Me and Pat.
Yeah, we'll
Pat,
figure it out.
we're
We
gonna-
gotta figure it out.
We're gonna teach you how to do this tomorrow.
There you
All
go.
right.
There you go. I'm glad.
Thank
Cool,
you.
Cool.
Yeah, if you could drop it in the chat, I promise I'll read it off. And so yeah, I apologize about that.
That's all right. You're just getting
Yeah,
started.
man.
It's better
Yeah.
better to have hiccups now when you're young and getting started than when you're really big and huge and then you make a huge mistake. Trust
Blame
me,
it.
Yeah.
I've made some big ones.
And even if you do, I mean, people here are pretty cool. Because I mean, we've all seen Gary Boomer
Oh,
stuff,
shit.
and I boomer stuff all the damn time.
Well, shit, hell to Eric K, man. Great to have you here, man. How's it going,
Eric
brother?
K,
Yeah,
King
man.
of all wrenches.
Howdy, howdy.
Because brightest day says, as a guy who centers a large part of his content around Battlestar Galactica and who just streamed Battlestar Galactica Deadlock for 2 hours, I appreciate this conversation. Oh man, appreciate you being here, man. Yeah, man. Battlestar Galactica is awesome. Matter of fact, I wanted
So my
to
favorite picture of the meetups is I saw. Well, actually, there's two pictures. I've seen two pictures where he's standing there in his Battlestar Galactica. I think it's an Adam outfit. I'm not sure, brightest day, which one it was, but he's standing there next to. I think it was Gary and or Drunk 3PO. Dude, he looks like Chris. Like he literally looks like he could like walk on the bridge and pick up the phone and say Galactica Actual. I mean, he looks that crisp in that outfit. I mean, he looks totally crisp. I can't remember if it was a Twitter thing or if I saw it on a live stream. I can't remember, but he looks crisp and clean in that outfit. I mean, I would get one, but then it would be like Battlestar Galactica, like Mexican tortilla, edition. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
you know what I mean? Like I'd have to sew two outfits together to get it around me. You know?
Oh no.
Like
I have to.
Brightest Day actually looks like a commander, of the Battlestar Galactica. Mexican Iron Man looks like he, runs the kitchen and doesn't have time to hit the gym.
Well, like I said, Mike, I'm jolly. I'm jolly, really. Try to squeeze me into that Viper like him.
You're like here's Baron coming out of the Viper. Okay, we got him out.
You got it.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh boy, I'd hate to have to be the person that has to do that job with me.
Yeah. All right. So who's seeing the Eternals? Is anyone paying money to see that thing?
Ooh.
No.
I didn't
Last
even think. I didn't
last
even think
thing-
it was worth covering. I'm
Well,
sorry
last
to keep
thing-
doing it.
Hey,
Last
Mike, did you watch it?
No, I was supposed to go see it today, but I got way tied up and behind schedule, and no, I might go tomorrow night just because one of my buddies is assistant manager of the local cinema, so I might go check it out tomorrow after work. Maybe,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
maybe.
What's it? I was gonna say, man, when you watch it, and it gets to the part where it gets to like the gay couple, let me know which one is smashing the other.
Why in the name of God would I like?
I'm just saying. I mean, that's the thing. You sit there, you look at both of them, and you're like, well, damn. Which one's the guy? Which one is the chick?
It's
So
more
I'm just
information.
curious.
How am I gonna know who's like on top and who's on bottom? They don't show that, do they?
I'm just saying they might hint to it. They
Well,
they
no
like
one's
dropping
seen the
Easter
movie.
eggs.
How would you know? No one's seen this movie.
You don't know. You know what? Mexican Iron Man will go on. Oh God, that makes me want to go in this investigation even less.
No,
Which
you
one's the
wouldn't.
bottom? You know what I'm saying? Which one's the bottom? That's all.
I mean, like you're not exactly being like a motivational like YouTuber right now. You're like, Mexican Iron Man, we need you to do this. It's for the fandom. It's for the fellowship. Get in there.
Somebody
Find
has
out
to
who's
see
gay and who's on top and who's on bottom and report back. Okay, coach. Wait, what? Don't send me in.
I'm just saying that, but I mean, I guess my whole reason is, they want to throw the representation. I know they've been throwing like the whole little scene where it's both of them and the little kid. And I'm like, well, shit, which one is the one that's getting pegged? Shit, it's
Why do
one
we
of them.
even care?
I'm just saying, but I mean, they want us to care, so I'm curious to find out.
Fusion, you know what you're doing? You're basically handing Mike a cyanide pill and saying, "Go out there on that suicide mission."
I didn't even know that was. I didn't even know that was. I've tried to stay away from any plot shit. So like, I didn't watch the thing that Andre did with RMB. I didn't watch Az's review. I've deliberately stayed away from any details about this thing. It's been tough though, because I got like messages on my phone left and right, like Eternal sucks, this and that. And I mean, it's gonna come up tonight. I gotta go in like 6 minutes because I gotta take the dog out and I gotta eat something before Doomcock. So
Bambino,
yep.
Yeah, boy, way to motivate and inspire me. You could have said, "Hey, Mike, regardless of the woke shit going on, you're gonna get a chance to see Salma Hayek. Get in there." Okay, coach.
I heard she was only in there for like 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh shit! See, there you go.
No.
Telling me again.
No. What it is? No. I'm saying this is from other folks that have watched it. They said that basically she gets killed off at the beginning of the movie. Man, it's like she's dead. What? So, but then today, I read that she signed on for multiple Marvel films. So I'm not sure how she comes back or whatever. I think her name is Ajax. I think she comes back and
I hope this is a work.
Yeah, but but as far as this movie, and I heard they show her like in flashbacks, but basically she's dead in the first.
So she was around for 7,000 years as an Eternal. The movie starts and somehow she all of a sudden dies. Wow, sounds like great storytelling. Not, I like what did Eric K said. Who is the power bottom at 24/7 Fusion Media needs to
know. I'm just saying, man. They want to throw it out there. I'm like, well, which one's getting paid? That's all. Man.
Hey, Vigilante, I got a joke for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this Eternals movie, they want us to like embrace diversity and see each of us and the characters and all this other shit, right? So when I saw Salma Hayek, it doesn't make me necessarily feel like validated, but whenever I see Salma Hayek, I could definitely see myself inside her.
There you go.
Boom, bam.
That sounds like a Harvey joke.
Come on, that was a good one.
Despite not being Mexican, I can see myself inside Salma Hayek too.
She's still hot, man. She still looks good, man. Yeah. It's funny. I was looking at Angelina Jolie. I was looking at her costume, and then they put this extremely big tits on her that she never had. Like I'm like if you look at her costume, like she's. And I'm like, well, where the fuck that comes from? So it's weird, man. Because I heard that she actually got them chopped off, man.
Wait, what?
No, I mean in real life, man. I think she has like some kind of breast cancer, man.
Oh shit!
Really?
Yeah. If you look up Angelina Jolie, I think this happened like maybe 5-10 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I'm not into Angelina Jolie. I've had enough crazy ass white chicks in my life that have terrorized me. I mean, let's just say Mexican Iron Man. Mexican Iron Man's decision making could be improved when it comes to dating white chicks and choosing them. Okay, he sometimes he just picks the crazy ones. I'm just saying. So
the hell
that's your kryptonite right there.
No, Puerto Rican girls are my real kryptonite.
Where are the white women at?
Like the kryptonite, like the Puerto Rican girls. Shit, I'll just hand over my Amex and say go shopping.
Oh, do it.
Oh shit.
I'm going to stop you right here before Vigilante calls me a bigot.
Yeah, bigotry. No, but don't hand him the credit card. Just you can't do it.
Shit.
Man. You can't do it,
dude. Like I have to stay away from. Like I can handle any kind of woman, no problem, no issues, no problem. I'm an alpha male. It's something about the Boricua, the Puerto Rican girls.
Right, the Boricuas, yeah.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, puppy Mexican, Mike, you and your puppy, I just want to, borrow your credit card. I'm going to buy something nice. I'm going to look sexy for you, and I'm going to be sexy for you all night and all weekend. Let me just go over, I'll be at the mall. I'll come back later, and I'll be sexy for you.
Oh.
That's almost like we love you a long time.
There you go. Loose Cannon said that Angelina Jolie looks like Skeletor.
Oh, man.
Yep.
She's not as she's, I forgot about and you guys are right. She did have a double vasectomy, but yeah, she's not. I don't want to go too hard on her because of that. But yeah, she's not as let's just say the feelings I have about Salma Hayek are not necessarily reciprocated with
Right.
Angelina around this time.
Eric,
and you know what? I'm not as bad as Mexican Iron Man, but I'm similar about the white girls and a lot of different races, man. A lot of different girls that got me, so I can't even say anything.
I love them all. I mean, honestly,
love
them all.
The same way.
All,
yeah, I'm the same way.
All right, boys, I gotta run. I gotta take the dog out, eat, and I gotta be on Dubcox in 30 minutes. So,
yeah,
guys.
Tell everybody.
Hey, but I'll tell you what, Mike. Before you go, Eric K says Mexican Iron Man. Amen on that. I have a weakness for Puerto Rican girls and Brazilians. That's from Eric K.
Brazilians, bro.
Oh, Eric K. I went to Brazil for Exxon when I worked for them. Bro, Eric, they had to drag me on that plane kicking and freaking screaming. I'm like, there's more counting I need to do. No.
Bro, hey, if you yourself are a Brazilian Mexican Iron Man, please let us know. The chat wants to know if there's a little some mini mics out there in region.
If there are, they're in the Dominican Republic or Jamaica, which are the two countries I lived in each of those countries for 2 years.
There you go.
If there are, I don't know. I mean, but then they couldn't find me anyways, probably.
There you go.
Hey, my brother, I want to tell you thank you, man, for for being here, man, and showing up, man. Appreciate you, man. Shit, man. Hopefully, hopefully we get a chance to talk, man, later on this week, man.
All right, you guys.
And I hope to talk to you later too. I love you, Mike.
Love you guys.
Man, we love you, man.
Love y'all. Peace out.
Hey, take it easy, man. Peace, man.
He is such a joy. I love that guy. I mean, I really
awesome,
do,
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we have it, Mexican Iron Man. Shit. It's been a couple months since he's been on this channel. We did a Friday. We did a pre-show show together. A few months ago. So it was great to talk to him and to have him back over here. So, man, I'm glad that worked out, man. It's been a hell of a show, man.
We gotta help him out here. I'm sure amongst our group of YouTubers, there's gotta be a hot Puerto Rican girl.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah,
some pretty hot women in the family. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's quite a few of them. Quite a few, to be honest. More than I thought it would be. You know what I mean? No disrespect, because usually nerdy girls. I mean, I don't know. There's some cute ones, but you know how just like the nerdy guys can get a little, freakazoidish.
Yeah.
Same with the ladies. I mean, us nerds, sometimes we can be so hardcore about other things. Some of the basic elements of ourselves don't get kept, which is why our own tree-loving Stephen Walton would say, wash everything. Please wash it. Please take a shower.
Yeah, Stephen Walton, my man. Yeah, he's great. He's a great dude. Hey, Loose Cannon said he got to bounce in a minute. Hey, man.
Oh, man.
Damn, hate to see you go, man, but we understand, bro. Yeah, man. Shit. Man. Yeah, we had a great time having you here, man. Thank you, man. Thank everybody for being here, man. This show wouldn't be what it is without y'all. So thank y'all.
Well, special guests tonight. Me being a troublemaker, I tell you.
Shit, man.
You guys
it's been a pretty cool show, man. It's been a great show.
It's great. We had a lot of topics so far today.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, matter of fact, we didn't even read off of nothing that I no. What it is in our DMs where I put like a list of stuff to kind of cover, and hell, we didn't cover none of that shit.
Yeah, and another thing we didn't even talk about, because pre-show we were talking about the whole Travis Scott thing. We didn't even bring it up because we had so much other stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
we could have went all day. We could have went all day with each subject. And Loose Cannon, smell you later again. Wash your ass so I don't have to. But I appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Man. Appreciate you, man. Take it easy, man. Be safe, man. Thank you for everything, brother.
Well, I think it was Red Fox that said that one time. White people, black people, we all gotta wash our ass.
Oh yeah, Red Fox, man. I have a it was like a 1975 or 1976 HBO special with Red Fox. Yeah, he went for 2 hours and he just fucking let it rip, man. Red Fox is man, it's nothing like seeing him do a live stand-up show. It's unbelievable, man. He was on top of his game, man. There'll never be another Red Fox, man. The same way there'll never be another Paul Mooney or Chappelle or Richard Pryor or even like George Carlin. I mean, there's so many people out there, man, that gave us good shit. And you know what? George Carlin, I'm surprised they haven't went after him yet, man. Because he's one of the last ones left, to be honest with you. Out of all the old school guys from way back then, he's one of the last ones left, man.
Well,
well,
still alive, still kicking.
Well, George Carlin's gone.
He's been dead.
George Carlin?
Yeah, he's been dead.
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Willie Nelson. My bad. Will, I seen Willie the other day, and he reminded me of George Carlin, man.
Oh,
because he's he speaks his mind, and he's basically he's like a country singing version of those guys, but he's from that era, man.
Yeah. He
speaks up and he speaks out, man. He sees all kind of shit, and he doesn't give a fuck, man. Yeah, I apologize, man. I was thinking about Willie Nelson, man. Thank God we still got Willie Nelson. Fuck.
Yeah.
Shit,
and
man.
He was all part of that outlaw, what they call outlaw country crap.
Right.
And it's like they're all going, what are you talking about? None of us really, But him and Waylon Jennings, I mean, talk about another guy who was, out there saying his piece before he passed along there. I mean, we still got Hank Jr. I mean, he goes out there and does that. And they've tried going after Hank Jr., and it doesn't really work too well. But, a lot of these guys are gone.
Man, hell to just another red shirt.
Yeah. Hell, just another red shirt. Not just another red shirt. The red shirt.
The red shirt, yeah.
He's alive.
Yeah, he is. But listen, you know what? The attitude, that's the same attitude Chappelle do. You just you talk about Hank, you gotta just no sell it or ignore him. I mean, what are they gonna do? Because if once you have a built-in audience of people who care about you and want to see what you have to, there's gonna be people who want to see Hank, want to see all these people until the day they're not on this earth, regardless of what you think of what they said or what is happening. I've actually forgot the controversy. I remember there being a controversy because then they take him off the Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
He was that for years and years, and they took him off that. I couldn't tell you what it was because I've since forgot. Whatever it was, there's still going to be people who are going to want to see him.
And the big thing is you can't even blame this the political stance because you talk about Hank is obviously conservative, Willie's obviously liberal. Right. You want to go into the Star Wars universe. Gina Carano, obviously conservative. Right. I'm not saying she's Republican, but conservative. Right. And then the lady, Roseanne Dawson, or whatever her name is.
Rosario Dawson.
Dawson. And she's obviously on the left. And they were going after her too.
She's a Democrat.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But they started attacking her. And it's like, wait a moment. What's going on here? Why are you going after these people? I respect Rosanna having her opinion. I don't necessarily respect the opinion, but the fact that she has that opinion to bring forward, just as much as Gina or Willie or Hank or any of these people.
Right.
And it's best that people, let them say, if you don't like it, well, don't listen. Shut up.
Yep.
Yeah, people can disagree. Like they create this world where, like, if there's a difference, I have to just be so focused on the difference and be separate. Listen, people are going to vibe with who they vibe with based upon whatever element it is they vibe with them. So it's like I don't necessarily need to go out my way to be, hey, let's all be join hands as one. But at the same time, I don't spend all day thinking, oh, this person's different from me in this way. Oh, this person has a different political belief. Oh, this person is a different color. Right. Oh, this person is it's like, how do these motherfuckers get up and like go to the store and go back if they're focused on this shit to this extent? And that's why we gotta not let it get to us to that extent to where we're always focused on this.
Eric K says it's hard to cancel people that can give a fuck about what stupid people think.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
And the thing that makes it so fake about all these folks when they come with, hey, I want to know what's going on because I want to be an ally. What an ally sounds like to me? Like a fake ass fucking friend, like someone that's someone that's trying to associate with you just to kind of rub elbows with you just because of your skin color or whatever. They don't give a fuck about you. it's like they're associating themselves with you for a cause, but the cause is not friendship or you giving a fuck about me.
Right.
It's behind some political banter that nobody gives a fuck about. So it's like, I don't know. Every time I hear ally, when somebody says, "Well, I'm just trying to be an ally," you know who said that? That bitch that came with the acolytes, the Star Wars acolytes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
She was talking about all that shit about wanting to be an ally with people, and I was like, dude, I would never associate myself with you because that's how you look at folks that are different than you. That you want, I want to know how can I be more of an ally? I'm like, dude, you just trying to be a fake fucking friend. But what happens when this ally shit doesn't work? Then what?
They have this.
Well, yeah,
Oh.
we can really get into her because she's super fake. She's a real feminist, but if you knew who she works for, she sure wasn't a feminist to that guy, to the women that he may have affected. So,
And, and the thing is they all go out there with this big, huge litmus test of, how am I going to react to you? This whole litmus test. I have one litmus test. Are you a good person? Do we get along?
yeah,
Right.
That's what it matters. I mean, well, there we go. I'll go that way. I'm great friends with this guy. It's not because I want to have a token person of color. No, we hit it off. I don't care. I don't care what ethnicity or what side of the aisle you're on, or if you're, if you're in the middle of the aisle. I don't care if you're what part of the country. I don't care what part of the freaking world you are. If we hit it off, that's my litmus test. Are you a good person?
Right.
Both of you guys are great people. The people in the the people in the chat are great people.
Right.
That's why I like
awesome.
here.
Yeah.
That's my litmus test. You all passed it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
that's all that matters.
I appreciate that too, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. Glinser says SAWs say silence is violence, then they want to silence people. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like if you're not, chanting what they're chanting and you're not, thinking the way they're thinking, then basically you're thinking wrong and they want to get you the fuck out of there.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how you live. You know what? That shit, like all this shit, the way this whole thing is going down, this is some new age shit. Like, no, I've never seen like presidential races and all this other shit. I've never seen anything go down to where the two parties actually fucking hate each other and would do anything to fucking take each other down to this extreme. This is extreme, man. For everything that I've seen, I've never seen it this bad. I know people, they want their guy to win. Republicans want to vote for the Republican guy. Democrats want to vote for the Democratic guy. Dude, this is bullshit, man. The way this is going, it's like, if you don't, basically, if you were the guy that voted for the orange man, then, dude, they're trying to get you out of, they're trying to get you fired from your job, all this shit. And it's like, it's unbelievable to see how far they would go in order to remove you out of the picture. And I've never seen this before, man. I've never seen this. And it's just, you voting for for what they claim is the wrong guy will get you fucking ousted, man. And it's like, it'll look what happened to Ethan Van Sciver. They found out that he voted for Trump. They removed him out of DC Comics.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, and he was the best artist. So if they would do, dude, the things that he created, the things like he's still getting like a special thanks and extra thanks. Like when you sit there and you watch Zack Snyder's Justice League that just came out earlier this year, at the end, you watch the credits, they still have to thank him for his contributions to the characters that they're using. And it's like, damn, it's like as much as you try to remove them, you just can't, because guess what? You can remove the man, but you can't remove his work because it's already been laid.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucked up, man.
We're kind of personal story going back to the 80s here. When Action Comics went back to being a weekly, and they had a dead man. They had Dead Man brought back in there. And I don't know who he was battling. I got it somewhere, but he was battling. And somehow Gorbachev and Reagan were inhabited between these two people.
Right.
In the middle of a fight.
Mikhail Gorbachev, yeah.
Yeah. And my guy, Gordon Purcell, great artist, a good friend of mine, who did Star Trek comics, and he's on Flash. He's all across the board. I think he's one of the greats out there also of the modern age of artists.
Right.
And he goes to me, he goes, Reagan isn't my guy. I'm not that way, but I don't think that was very respectful. You don't hear that today.
Right.
That person isn't my guy, but I think that was disrespectful. I mean, right there, again, that litmus test I talk about. Are you a good person? That right there shows a good person. Yeah, I don't agree with this guy, but that's beyond the pale. Forget it. And we don't have that. Do you think that would ever be uttered somewhere in the offices of Marvel or Dying Comics, or even in the studios of Disney or any other ones? No,
it'd be more the opposite. It's like, hey, this person's not my guy. We have to do everything to kill him. And if you not only you can't be neutral. You know what I mean? If you just want to say, I don't care either way, you guys do what you want. No. Why aren't you writing comics that are bashing the Orange Man? Why aren't you doing this? You can't just write about action stuff. That's not what we pay you for.
Jim Starlin did that with Dreadstar. He Dreadstar's been a character, if I'm not mistaken, has been out since like the 70s. And Jim Starlin, they finally bought back Dreadstar. Dreadstar's, if I'm not mistaken, he was around at Marvel, and then I think they put out Dreadstar on Epic Comics, and then right now he's on some independent comic book label. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jim Starlin owns the character, so he can basically move the character wherever he wants and still make Dreadstar comics. He fucked around and he made this happened this year. He put out a comic book, which I think is very outdated because now Trump is not the president. He fucked around and made a comic book where he had a Trump-like character that was a villain in the comic book, and Dreadstar ends up killing him, to try to prove a point, and it's like, damn, Jim Starlin, he's the creator of Thanos.
Yeah, we talked about this. Yeah,
we did, man. And it's but what I'm saying is it's one of those things. It's like, you got people that that are so full of this rage and this hate, whether it's Trump or somebody else, it could be anybody, that they'll sit there and go out of their way to make characters kill off, individuals that they don't agree with or they don't like politically. I mean, all that's full of shit, man. Oh, Mark D with a C's here. What's going on, brother? Great to have you here, man. He does Mark D with a C does a lot of good shit. He actually he does shows with Clobbering Time, man. So head of Clobbering Times.
Yep.
Great to have you. Great to have you here, man.
Good to see you, Mark. I know I see him all the time in the chat at Doomcock.
Yeah. Real quick, in a little bit, I got to get out of here.
Oh no. Okay.
But I want to comment on Zach's what he said. He says lefties hate the most. Minorities don't do what they're told. Yeah, man. We're seeing a lot of that. Dave Chappelle, Kyrie Irving, Winsome Sears, Larry Elder. This is all in the past month. Have all been called or linked to white supremacy, and I'm not. And by major publications like New York Times level. And I'm not saying it was the New York Times specifically. If it was a different one, if it was
Emilio Estevez.
Emilio Estevez, yeah.
Emilio Estevez, like he's doing the Mighty Ducks TV show.
Yeah.
He did season 1, and now they came with the mandates. The producers, they came to him the same way they came to Ice Cube. They told Ice Cube was doing a movie with Jack Black called Oh Hell Nah. And basically, they're supposed to have already started filming. Jack Black got hurt doing the last episode of Conan, because Conan is done now. So he got injured on the last episode of Conan, and so now they're getting the production going. The producers came to Ice Cube and was like, "Hey man, you're gonna need to get the jab." He told them, "Fuck y'all," and he left $9 million on the table, walked away from that shit.
Wow.
Yeah, Ice Cube, and then the same thing with they did the same shit to Emilio Estevez. When was the last time we seen Emilio do anything, man? He barely, he doesn't do shit, but he came back. He was passionate. I heard that the Mighty Duck season 1 was actually very good. I heard it was more like a callback to like the way they did
Cobra
Kai, and then so they brought him back, and I heard he did a hell of a job. Season 2, he's not there. So basically season 3 is a wrap. I can't see that show going on without him. But the fact is, they're trying to force people to do shit. Right. I mean, come on. Without Emilio Estevez, what do you really have? Just think.
That was the whole thing. I mean, I like some of the other characters, but like, You can do. I mean, I guess you can bring Keenan back so he can do the knuckle puck. But I mean, outside of that, what else do you got? Like, shout out to, if anyone caught that, it's Mighty Ducks 2. Keenan, he was one of the new players on the team. He had this knuckle puck. That was his little gimmick that he could score on. Why do I remember that? Because I watched Mighty Ducks a bunch, like a lot of us did when we were younger. But that's I heard about the new series. I did not hear about that part about Emilio Estevez being.
Oh yeah. He's done. Yeah, this happened in the last 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
This some new shit here. Yeah, this happened in the last 3 days, man, or so. So this is like some new, like newer news. It's not like weeks old. This is very like it's previous. Yeah, this is just happened. So basically, they just fucked themselves out of a whole show because they tried to force him to get the jab, and he was like, "Fuck that," and he walked. He's done. So, I mean, fuck, man. You know, like I say, man, they're trying to sit there and force, you know, this new way of life on us. And bro, we're not having that shit, man. Fuck them.
Yeah. And I meant to look it up. I haven't had time. I think some of the judges, because there's a lot of lawsuits on this whole thing. I think some of the judges are ruling in favor of this is unconstitutional, and I could have swore there was a ruling recently.
The lower courts have done that in some of the states, I believe. So if they decide to go, it goes to the next level and then up to the Supreme Court.
It's going to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, we'll go there. I mean, that's without saying. I just don't know how many more steps they have to make.
I don't either, but that's on its way.
Look at Eric K. He's bombing on. He says,
I feel bad.
Yeah, he was like, fine, I arrive when VW gets out, gets out of here, some friend he is. And then he fucks around and says, then he says that 24/7 Fusion Media only hangs around me because he wants a friend with a wrench. I see how he is. He just leaves.
You're the king of all wrenches. We appreciate you, man. Hey, I miss doing streams with you. I haven't, the cocktail lounge wasn't this past week, and I missed the week before, and even then it's hard to get a stream. I want to stream with you again, bro. So yeah, I hate to disappoint the king of all wrenches, but I do have to get out of here, and I really appreciate doing the show. And yeah, man, Baron Orman Tag. If you haven't subbed to Baron Orman Tag,
if you haven't,
please do. Yeah, you can get more of this great conversation.
Thank you.
And this has been a great conversation.
It has been.
I hope I can get invited back again. This is too much fun.
Oh, of course, man.
Too much bigotry. Come on,
do it. Bring it on. Come on.
Yeah, you're a bigot.
Hey,
thank you.
Well, I tell you what, Eric K. We've been going for 2 hours and 7 minutes. So we've been at it for a while. I know I'm gonna have to get up and stretch, move around a little bit. I can't really be seated for too long, man. I got personal issues, man. But Vigilante's ready to wrap it up, and I know it's 7:19 over here in Houston, and gotta get going. We all gotta grab something to eat, tend to ourselves and handle some other business. So with that, I want to tell everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us. Appreciate you guys super chatting. You guys don't have no idea how much that helps keep the mic on here in the studio. Every penny helps, man. And I'm just thankful, most of all, that you guys spent your time with us. We had a great time. There's a lot of conversation to be had. We definitely going to have Baron Orman Tag back on. Bro, you're awesome, man. Thank you for being here and spending this time with us. And Eric K says, great hanging out with everybody. Yeah, it was great having you, man. Everybody was awesome, man. Zax, Eric K, Pat S. Man, there's so many others that showed up. Mike, Mexican Iron Man, thank you for being here, my brother. Man, it's just because we're gonna wrap it up right now. But before I go, let me see. Anybody else? Miss Glinster, thank you for being here. Mark D with a C. It's an honor to have you here, my brother. Brightest Day, love you, man. Thank you for being here. Zax, appreciate you, bro. Man, if you guys just another red shirt, yo, it's always great to have you here, man. Let me see. Hopefully, I know I'm missing a fucking shitload of people, man. And I hate doing that. I don't want to miss Loose Cannon. Thank you, my brother.
Hell, Loose Cannon.
Yeah, hell, Loose Cannon. Let me see. I'm almost done looking through. Let me see. Glinser, Brightest Day. Shit. Da, da, da. Let me see. And that's as far as they're letting me go. Okay, now, so everybody else that I've missed, low spec Linux laptop, my boy, the Catman DD Myers, Cold Era. I'd like to give a shout out to the Islington Girl and Rough Girl. Man, you guys are awesome. Foulball Productions, my boy Loki from Loki's Mornings of Mischief. I want to give a shout out to my man Fat Steven Seagal. Please subscribe to him. You know, I know he had things to do today, so you know he went ahead and took the day off. You know, we love that man. Hopefully everything's good with him.
Sorry, I missed him.
Yeah, this shit, man. You'll catch him next time, man. I give a shout out to Clobbering Times and Eris of Chaos. And if you guys got any shout outs, before we go, Vigilante, please let them know where they can find you, man, so they can catch you.
If you haven't and they have kept me, please sub to me. Yeah, I mean most of you guys have, but if you haven't, please give me a sub, and of course give my man Barrett Orman a tag. Just look up Vigilante Williamson. I think my name is probably in the description because you usually or my channel. If it's not, let me actually see if I can find my own link. Toss it in the chat.
I'm actually looking for mine too. If he doesn't,
please toss your link in the chat.
If the mods can drop their links in the chats, man, it would be greatly appreciated. You know, I wish I knew how to do that shit, but fuck.
Can I just post it right on in?
Yes.
Yeah, if you could, go for it, man.
Okay, you got it, man. I actually now you got me going between two windows, man. I tell you, I'm a one window guy.
I hear you. I hear that. So every case I gave V-Dub his first tip.
He did, and right after was the 70s. It was like back to back. It was the first two you just beat him. So thank you both. And I have found you. They unsubbed me from you.
What?
These demons. They even mess with you. I subbed to you yesterday, and I guess maybe you know what? I didn't. I don't think I watched the video, but they unsubbed me. Those motherfuckers. Okay. Well, I found your found your link. Here's man.
Yeah, please. Drop in the chat, man.
Okay. Did that go in there this time? I don't know if I did that.
You know what? It's not going to go because you're not a mod. But since I am, there you are.
Hey, thank you, VW.
Hopefully, is it? Is it going? There it is. It took a second.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
that's me.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Please subscribe to Baron Orman Tag. You know he's a straight shooter. He comes straight from the heart, and he's fucking awesome. Yeah, so please subscribe to him. Oh, Baron, I subscribed to you twice yesterday, man. So I mean, I already had it subscribed, but I have another account, and I've made sure that I don't miss you, regardless of which account I have on. So I'll never.
You want to know a secret?
What's that, bro?
That person that subbed today earlier. That's my other account.
Okay, all right, that's what's up, man.
I just don't want to break. I want to break. So thank you for doing that for me, and I just want to let you know that I got.
Oh no, you're cool, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. So yeah, and hopefully,
thanks, Sarah K.
Yeah, thank y'all, man, and hopefully Vigilante throws his. I
already did. My link was ahead of that. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to sub to, please sub to Baron Orman Tag. We got to get all these channels going because there's no guarantee how long I'm gonna be able to go, and all of us are gonna be able to go. But we are going to keep fighting. So thank you for having me, and thank you for doing it. Thank you everybody for showing up. Really appreciate everybody here. Please like, share, sub. Sharing is caring. Sharing is very important too, because they're doing, like I just said, they unsubbed me from Baron Orman Tag. They're doing all sorts of craziness. So you have to share. You have to, if you got the time to just check out a couple minutes of a video.
Yeah, and actually he has some good videos. They're actually they're fairly short. You can watch them, and it won't take up your whole day. So he has a lot of good little tidbits of information and different things for you to think about. Yeah, check him out. He's very smart guy. So you can actually learn a thing or three, like I have. So yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, please sub to him.
So yeah, and just like they're short. Everybody's familiar with Harlan Ellison and how he did his watchings on Sci-Fi Channel. That's kind of what I'm aiming at, having like about a 5-minute type of window and pontificating on whatever it is at the time. So I try to keep it short and sweet and to the point because I know there's so much out there. There's so much out there. So it's like, okay, I'll just keep it sweet and let the other ones go longer. And that's their thing. This is my thing. So
there you go. All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. But just want to tell everybody, thank y'all. We love y'all. You guys, please enjoy the rest of your evenings. Look forward to, dropping videos and seeing y'all throughout the week. Yeah, you guys enjoy the rest of your Sundays. This is Baron Orman Tagge with Vigilante Williamson. I'm 24/7. And we are the Primetime Kings. You guys have a good evening. And we're out.
Good night.
Peace.